are the second Pleiadians, Arcturians, Orion, vibrations from the stars, the quiet source. Before Earth knew light, before Earth glimpsed the dawn, when it blazed as a molten orb amid the infinite dark of the cosmic abyss, vibrations from the stars sang out, piercing the depths of the sixth dimension to touch this primal world. From the distant Pleiades, the Pleiadians sent waves of radiant love, golden flames, igniting consciousness within the Pacific's first droplets. The Arcturians, with their soft violet glow and sacred geometric wisdom, sculpted the red earth of the Great Rift Valley and the Amazon's deep jungles, planting seeds of life into every cell. Yet from Orion, an unsteady shadow arose, casting cold, restless tremors like winds through the black night, testing the fragile flame of awareness with echoes of conflict and ambition. This is the tale of the first guardians from the stars, invisible forces steering through chaos, where each vibration is a note, each landscape an epic chapter. From Antarctica's icy silence to Polynesia's crashing waves, from East Africa's fertile cradle to Egypt's spatial gates, they wove a symphony of existence, blending light and dark to prepare humanity for a journey beyond mere stone. Listen closely, for in every pulse of Earth, in every breath of life, hums the star's resonance, a mysterious call awaiting its answer. Humanity's first guiding forces, the guardians from the stars, the Pleiadians, spiritual guides from Taurus, millions of light years away, within the majestic sweep of Taurus, where stars gather like a council of gods against the cosmic night, the Pleiades shimmer as an eternal beacon, with 12 radiant stars, sparkling like precious gems, each casting its own glow, yet merging into a breathtaking whole. The Pleiades transcend mere astronomy, a marvel primitive humans could only behold in awe. This is the cradle of an ancient civilization, one that shed the limits of matter to reach the pinnacle of spiritual awakening. The Pleiadians, they aren't bound by the heavy flesh, bone, and blood of Earth's later creatures. Instead, they dwell at the edge of the fourth and fifth dimensions, where time ceases to march in rigid lines and flows as a supple ocean, past, present, and future, entwined in a single breath. Space, to them, isn't a physical span, but an energy web, stretching and shifting with their consciousness. The Pleiadians' form is a wondrous blend of the familiar and the divine. They resemble humans, yet tower taller, often over 2 meters, with graceful, fluid lines as if carved from pure light. Their skin defies fixed hues, shimmering from moonlit silver to dawn's pale gold, shifting with the energy they emit. Around them glows a brilliant aura, not a light dissectable by mortal eyes, but a radiance of awareness, love, and cosmic connection. This halo dances like ripples on a lake, flaring into vivid bursts, or softening into a gentle haze, as if they are living flames amid the boundless dark. Their hair is a marvel unto itself, not strands of matter, but cascading rivers of light, flowing with hues from pristine white to molten gold, flecked with faint violet or serene blue. As they move, these luminous tendrils ripple like cosmic silk, reflecting the Pleiades' starlight, each strand a tether to their distant home. Their eyes are miniature universes, deep and twinkling like spinning galaxies, tiny sparks flickering within, brimming with wisdom and love beyond human words. To meet their gaze is to glimpse not just a being, but the infinite expanse of creation, an invitation to awaken. The Pleiadians need no clunky metal ships roaring with engines and smoke, as Earth's later machines would. They traverse time and space via the Merkaba, a sacred geometry of light, 2 interlocked tetrahedrons spinning in an endless dance of shadow and brilliance. More than a vessel, the Merkaba embodies the union of spirit and form, consciousness and matter. When activated, it blazes with light, encasing them in a shimmering orb like a star adrift in the void. To early humans, their arrival wasn't marked by cold machinery, but by radiant spheres hovering in the sky, trailing luminous streaks like falling stars from Pleiades. These orbs moved with a speed beyond perception, as if slipping through dimensions, bearing messages from unseen realms. From the sixth dimension, woven into Elohim's lattice, the light beings orchestrating creation's division, the Pleiadians viewed Earth not as a drifting rock, but as a grand portal, a living archive where the universe's memories reside in every drop, grain, and cell. They saw promise in the Pacific's vast seas, where water wasn't mere sustenance but a cosmic repository, mirroring Pleiades' light across billions of years like an eternal glass. In the ocean's shadowed depths, where no sunlight pierced the mystic veil, tiny microorganisms thrived, each a faint lantern in the cosmic web, illuminating the dark. As these single cells evolved into multicellular life in Polynesia's warm waters, where waves beat like the mother's pulse, or amid vibrant coastal corals, the Pleiadians didn't merely watch, they intervened, not by molding matter like sculptors, but by sending vibrations from higher realms, subtle, potent waves of love and awareness pulsing from the heart chakra, the core of universal connection. Inaudible, invisible, these waves rippled through the seas, seeping into cells, sparking evolution not just of body but of spirit. In Polynesia, warm waters became a living mirror, reflecting Pleiadian vibrations across millennia. Each Pacific droplet, a tiny crystal, held their memory, etching messages from Pleiades into its molecular dance. Later tribes on these islands, with songs and tales of creation from darkness, unknowingly inherited this legacy, crafting the Kumulipo epic, a story of life's origin where light and shadow entwine. When the first amphibians left the sea, stepping onto the Great Rift Valley's wet sands in East Africa, humanity's cradle, where red soil stretched beneath a boundless sky and forests drank the sun, they weren't mere products of earth and water. They bore the Pleiadians' mark, a nascent nervous system, fragile threads opening the door to perception, like a mother's warmth nurturing her child. The Pleiadians weren't builders of matter, but guides of spirit, bringing heaven to earth. Through vast spatial gates like one in ancient China, where their light poured down like a radiant river, they channeled wisdom from the fifth and sixth dimensions to the third. This gate, unseen by mortal eyes, was an energy field where Pleiades' glow infused land, water, and air. Ancient dwellers felt its grandeur, weaving tales of sky gods from a power beyond their grasp. The Pleiadians sowed not just seeds of matter, but of spirit and love, embedding a fragment of cosmic consciousness in every earthly being, a legacy whispering through the Pacific's depths and the Amazon's wilds, a call to awaken. The Arcturians, scientists, and healers from Taurus. While the Pleiadians shone as spiritual beacons from Pleiades in Taurus, from another corner of this grand constellation, Arcturus's faint violet light whispered across space a gentle yet commanding promise of healing and profound knowledge. Arcturus, Taurus's brightest star, isn't just a celestial glow, it's the homeland of the Arcturians, an ancient civilization that transcended spirit's limits to become the galaxy's scientists and physicians. Unlike the Pleiadians, masters of love's vibrations, the Arcturians aimed to lift Earth to heaven, working directly with matter to turn spiritual dreams into tangible reality. They bridged the invisible and the seen, starlight and stone, for this fledgling world, dwelling mainly in the fourth dimension where spirit and matter sharpen into focus. The Arcturians retain an ethereal grace beyond human form. Tall, often over 2 meters, their slender, balanced frames resemble living pillars, carved from energy and wisdom. Their skin, not Earth's pink or brown, glows a soft blue, at times shimmering with violet under Arcturus's light, a hue born of their homeworld's thin, oxygen-scarce air. shaped by cosmic rays over eons. This skin sparkles like reflective glass, each cell a gem absorbing and radiating Arcturus's energy. Their eyes are a marvel deep and blazing, like quiet violet flames in the dark. Unlike the Pleiadians' galactic twinkles, these eyes hold a serene authority, as if grasping life's every structure, from cells to DNA's cosmic score. To meet their gaze is to feel not just wisdom but a tranquil power, a silent vow that the universe's mysteries lie within their reach. Their long, delicate hands, with fingers fine as if meant for energy rather than tools, wield subtle forces to shape and heal life across galaxies, akin to the Navi of James Cameron's Avatar. No roaring metal ships mark their travel. The Arcturians move by resonating with the universe's geometry, harnessing spatial gates and energy to shift dimensions. On Earth, they appear not with smoke or noise, but as tall blue figures, cloaked in faint violet halos, stepping from unseen stellar portals. Their presence is quiet yet potent, a breeze carrying knowledge and healing to every corner of this world. From the sixth dimension, aligned with Elohim's network and the Pleiadians' work, the Arcturians saw Earth as a living laboratory, a place where Pleiades' lofty vibrations needed grounding to take root in the third dimension. They knew love's light, however radiant, required a physical anchor: cells, blood, DNA's intricate tomes to awaken true consciousness. Not mere observers, they acted, bringing Arcturus's science and medicine to Earth, like patient teachers guiding a student through matter's maze. As amphibians evolved into primal beasts in fertile lands, the Arcturians shaped this shift. In Ethiopia's highlands, where red soil basked under a fierce sun, and the blue Nile's source flowed to nurture ancient Egypt, they sent subtle energy waves, slow and deep, seeping into earth, water, and air like a healing balm. In the Amazon basin, amid endless forests alive with bird calls and rustling leaves, they refined, evolving creatures, tuning DNA's frequencies to unlock sacred geometries within. Each cell, to them, was a tiny sphere hiding an octahedron, an 8-faced gem linking dimensions. They didn't just send energy, they imparted precise knowledge of sacred geometry and cosmic medicine. Architects, drafting life's blueprint through vast gates like Egypt's future pyramid lands or Peru and Bolivia's ancient stone circles, they delivered these lessons. South America's stone rings weren't mere timekeepers, but geometric engines, resonating with Arcturus's energy, mirroring cellular octahedrons, and tapping Earth's power to stir consciousness. In Egypt, pyramids rose, not as cold tombs but as Arcturian tools, their chambers aligned to harmonize with Orion and Arcturus, violet beacons guiding life's path. In Peru and Bolivia, smaller pyramids and etched stones bore their mark octahedral patterns, mapping the body's inner cosmos. These weren't random works, but stone legacies, recording Arcturian wisdom for humanity to decipher. More than healers, the Arcturians were humanity's material parents, appearing in lush fields or windy highlands as tall blue beings, skin glinting like crystal, eyes aflame with violet. They embraced Earth, teaching of body, blood, and DNA. Blood, they revealed, wasn't mere fluid but a living river, carrying stellar energy and memories. DNA wasn't a dry code but a cosmic library, each double helix a page tracing life's tale from Earth's dawn to higher realms, a foundation for an inner Atlantis, where the body became the truest temple. The resonance of Pleiadians and Arcturians, the journey of consciousness. The alliance between Pleiadians and Arcturians wasn't a rigid decree from a supreme force, but a natural symphony of spirit and matter, born from the vastness of Taurus. From Pleiades, the Pleiadians channeled spiritual light through grand spatial gates like one in ancient China, where energy cascaded like a brilliant falls, seeping into soil, water, and air. From Arcturus, the Arcturians sculpted matter in fertile lands like Ethiopia and Peru, wielding scientific wisdom. Though distinct as day and night, these forces blended seamlessly, striking a new rhythm for Earth, the heartbeat of consciousness. The Pleiadians shaped nascent awareness, from microorganisms in the Pacific's depths, where water held memories across eons, to amphibians in East Africa's Great Rift Valley, humanity's cradle of red earth and verdant forests. Their vibrations rippled through Polynesia's oceans, where waves pulsed like the mother's breath, awakening a bond with creation. Later tribes inherited this echo, weaving epics of life rising from darkness. The Arcturians, in turn, turned these vibrations into tangible form. In Ethiopia's highlands, they infused the soil with energy, tuning DNA's frequencies in evolving creatures. In Peru and Bolivia, ancient stone circles hummed with Arcturus's power, harnessing earth and sky to stir consciousness. This resonance marked a grand turning point. The Pleiadians brought heaven to earth with Pleiades' radiant glow, while the Arcturians lifted earth to heaven through knowledge etched in Egypt, Peru, and Ethiopia. Like twin wings, these paths lifted Earth skyward in its evolutionary flight. Over millions of years, the planet transformed from a wild void into a living archive. Amphibians evolved into primal beasts, their nervous systems growing complex, a faint spark of awareness flickering within. From the Pleiadians, they gained a spiritual flame, smoldering in instinct. From the Arcturians, they received a perfected frame brains as command centers, DNA as ancient tomes of stellar lore. In Polynesia, seawater mirrored Pleiadian memories in every crystalline drop. In East Africa, the Arcturians sculpted DNA at the Great Rift Valley, where beasts began sensing their latent power. Spatial gates in China, Egypt, and Peru-Bolivia became confluence points, where Pleiades and Arcturus's energies merged like rivers, birthing a new current. In Egypt, future pyramids would echo Arcturian wisdom, resonating with stellar forces. In Peru, stone circles bore patterns like cosmic maps. This collaboration awakened the soul, fusing spirit and matter, urging creatures towards self-awareness. As beasts evolved, early humans emerged, bearing the potential to question their origins and destiny. In East Africa, they stood tall, eyes dreaming of distant horizons, sparked by Pleiadian vibrations igniting their spirit. In Peru, Arcturian knowledge shaped their bodies, nervous systems primed for cosmic whispers. Earth became a spiritual crucible, each being a book, each land a chapter, chronicling this union of forces. This journey wasn't mere growth of body or mind, but a soul's awakening, a realization that humanity, children of the stars, carried a legacy of love and wisdom, poised to lift their gaze and feel the vast web binding them to the cosmos. The shadow from Orion, the first trial. Under the silent, harmonious guidance of Pleiadians and Arcturians, Earth thrived for millions of years as a tender garden, where spiritual light and scientific knowledge intertwined to nurture life. The Pacific's fathomless depths glittered with Pleiades' memories. East Africa and South America's rich lands pulsed with nascent consciousness, and grand gates in China, Egypt, and Peru stood as sacred bridges to the boundless universe. This fragile piece, a small flame glowing in the endless dark, laid a firm foundation for life's ascent. But peace wasn't eternal. From Orion, a distant realm where restless vibrations roared through space like cosmic tempests, a new challenge arose, ushering in a turbulent chapter for this young world. Orion bore no gentle radiance like the Pleiadians' luminous orbs or their heart chakra love. Nor did it offer the Arcturians healing wisdom with violet light and geometric lessons. Instead, Orion was a crucible of ancient strife, a cosmic scar unhealed, where giants and reptilians clashed in a ferocious war eons before Earth's birth. Its stars blazed like battle fires in the night sky, not mere points of light, but a silenced battlefield. The energy waves from that conflict lingered, drifting through space like dark smoke, carrying echoes of chaos, ambition, and opposing wills vying to shape the universe. These weren't simple vibrations measurable by future machines, but intricate currents, shadowy tendrils weaving through the void, bearing memories of a time when light and dark collided. They didn't invade Earth with warships or weapons. They crept in like a spectral mist, seeping into soil, water, and air, a slow, irresistible toxin. Touching Earth, they didn't destroy life outright, but shook the delicate balance the Pleiadians and Arcturians had forged. The fragile flame of consciousness they'd kindled flickered before Orion's cold gusts, a lantern teetering in a sudden storm. The Orion War of giants and reptilians wasn't a distant fable. It was a clash of power and will, a debate over life's form in the vast cosmos. The giants towering like moving mountains, skin hard as basalt, eyes molten with lava embodied conquest and dominion. Warriors of raw might, their hands could shatter worlds, their roars echoing across galaxies. Against them stood the reptilians, cold beings with obsidian scales, eyes sharp as icy blades, minds precise as flawless machines. They wielded not brute force but shadowed cunning, biding time to impose a rigid order of control and submission. Though this war ended long ago, leaving Orion a desolate ruin among the stars, its energy waves rippled onward, reaching Earth as a warning or a dare. Laden with unrest, they stirred the great Rift Valley's red soil, awakening dormant shadows buried deep within Earth's core for billions of years. In the Pacific, where pristine waters held Pleiades' light in crystalline drops, Orion's waves infiltrated currents, unsettling the ocean's calm. Once a mirror of love, the sea now rippled with unease, as if war's distant memory mingled with its brightness. Deep-sea creatures from microbes to multicellular forms felt this shift, their nascent nervous systems, sparked by Pleiadians and honed by Arcturians, trembling with strange new beats, a darker melody threading into life's song. Orion's unrest wasn't just an external threat. It roused shadows latent within Earth's life, an inseparable facet of cosmic nature. Light and dark, love and strife, are two sides of one coin, and Orion brought the shadowed face to test the harmony Pleiadians and Arcturians had built. In the Middle East, later Mesopotamia, where great rivers carved through arid sands to feed lush fields, Orion's first traces emerged. Soil, steeped in stellar energy for eons, quivered with new vibrations, as if ancient conflict stirred from its depths. Millennia later, tales of the Annunaki, those from the sky wielding power and ambition, would echo here, faint memories of Orion's dark touch. In Egypt, the Orion Gate, a sacred nexus, blended this restless energy with Arcturian knowledge, a tense fusion. An invisible field, it channeled Orion's black cascade against Arcturus's violet glow. Future pyramids, their geometry resonating with stellar forces, bore this clash's mark, stone sentinels witnessing a silent war of light and shadow. Orion's energy didn't crush life, it transformed it, sowing seeds of doubt, ambition, and strife, forces that would shape humanity's dual legacy of creation and destruction. In East Africa, primal beasts robust and wired with complex nerves by Pleiadians and Arcturians felt a new disquiet. Their tiny flame of consciousness, nurtured by love and wisdom, wavered before Orion's chill, a shadowed call stirring their minds. Unaware of its source, they awoke to new instincts: competition, possession, confrontation, unknown in prior harmony. Orion's imprint lingered not just in earth and sea, but in evolving souls. Earth, once a living archive under Pleiadian Arcturian care, became a spiritual battlefield, Its early humans tasked with facing darkness to grasp light's worth, a pivotal chapter, forging Homo sapiens as bearers of love, knowledge, and Orion's shadow, a complex symphony poised to resound through ages.